right, so Anna Mays.
So I'm Hannah Mays.
Anna Mays. Your music is really dope.
Thank you.
So first of all, where did Anna Mays come from?
Oh, wow. Right to it.
Yes, we
it.
get right into it.
Well, Anna came from my middle name, Giovanna. And Mays comes from just being in my 20s, just young and lost and just trying to find myself, trying to find happiness and a balance of things. You know, I feel like a lot of people at this age and just people in general, we just feel like we're lost.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just really trying to like seek something or find something.
Do you feel like you're still in that place?
Definitely.
So what do you do to cope?
Music.
How did you get into music?
You know, I just felt like it's something that I was just kind of born with. I was just really born into it. My dad used to always like sing boleros, which is kind of like ballads in English.
Mm-hmm.
He would always sing it in the house, and my mom was like a writer and she's a teacher, but she used to do poetry. So it's kind of like, yeah, so it's kind of like something that I was just, you know, around.
Okay.
And it felt natural.
You write all your music?
Yeah.
You do? So what's your setting for writing?
I mean, right now, I do everything at home.
Okay.
Like, I write at home. I have my own studio at home, so I record myself and everything. Back then, it used to be a thing where I would just listen to beats and write. But now I've gotten to a point where, you know, when I record myself, I just kind of, like, freestyle things and just... Because I feel like when I'm writing, or, like, back then when I used to write, it's almost like I was forcing it.
Okay.
Whereas if it's just me and the microphone and I'm in just the beat, it's kind of like everything just flows.
Talking to someone, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So what do you really talk about? Are you talking about or writing about or just letting life situations flow?
Yeah, definitely. I talk about a whole bunch of different things. You know, I talk about, you know, relationships, you know, just trust issues. Like, I used to be a girl that was just naive. You know what I mean? Like, I used to just believe that everybody was good. I used to believe that the world was beautiful. But, you know, as you grow up, you come to find out that shit ain't really what it seems.
Absolutely.
So it's like, I'm definitely going through that kind of transition. And so in my music, that's definitely something that I talk about.
Okay. Sure. What was you just talking about in that last song?
Oh, the Spanish one?
Yes. Because I need some translation.
She wrote that song for me.
Well, you want to put it like that. Me toca a mí in English means it's my turn.
Okay.
So, you know, I've been doing music for me, it feels like forever.
Okay.
But obviously to people, it feels like, oh, she's new, she's up and coming. So I feel like I'm at a place where I'm seasoned. I've learned a lot about music. I've learned a lot about the business. And I just feel like, you know what, it's my turn.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what it's about, yeah.
Okay. Matota. Is that what you said? Say it. What is it?
Me toca.
Me toca.
A mí.
A mí. Me toca a mí. Me toca a mí.
Yeah,
Punta.
Everybody knows that one.
That's it right on that. This part was my first fucking Spanish word other than hola.
That's his nickname.
You know what's crazy though?
Bitch is my nickname. Ain't that what puta mean? Ain't that?
You know what's crazy though? In Filipino, puta is like a kind of dessert. It's crazy.
And puta is like a dough type of It's a puta. The dough
with the dessert.
Yeah, it's like a meal.
It's a dessert.
You're thinking about the African food.
Is that what it is?
What's it called? What's that? Fufu.
Not fufu.
Ain't it fufu?
It is fufu. But
you're talking about.
How
like
you
the
say
doughy
pussy
thing?
in Spanish?
There's different ways to say it.
How you say what's?
Well, I like to say toto.
Toto.
It's like slang. Toto.
What's puta mean? What is?
And you know what's funny? Have you seen the new toilets? Where like it's
you press
funny.
the button.
Yeah, and on the back of the seat it says Toto.
Oh.
Every time I sit on that joint, I laugh.
So how hard is it actually singing in Spanish on not traditional Hispanic or
right.
style and beats or whatever?
I think for me that's pretty simple because it's hip hop. It's something that like I've always been into. I think what's tricky for me is bouncing back because on all of my records or most of them, I like to bounce back from English and Spanish. I think that's like a little bit tricky, because I'm thinking in two languages. So it's like sometimes when I'm saying, like when I'm recording, sometimes when I'm saying like Spanish lines or Spanish words, I fuck up and like say it in English.
Because
like,
it doesn't translate to the same thing in English if
not
depending on how
exactly.
you
It's
say
similar.
it, right?
Yeah, not exactly, but.
So Sib, I think what you're asking, I think she's so seasoned. Have you ever heard of A.O. Smiley? That's who she was. She was a
I knew
rapper.
you was gonna do this.
So she is seasoned enough to have that ability. What you're asking is like she had the ability and the experience to do what you're asking. You see what I'm saying? She understands music to a point where she used to rap on hip hop, that New York, Southern, whatever you think of.
Right.
She had the ability to like flex on those beats.
Right.
Yeah.
So when it comes to a point where she's able to like write to a hip hop kind of sort of beat, but put Spanish language to those beats, she had the ability, which is what she makes her a star, to compose to that without just not even thinking about it.
I would
so
think that would be
she is seasoned enough. Like, you know, A.O. Smiley, I'm not sure if you're aware, but she was A.O. Smiley was a name floating around the DMV, and that's A.O. Smiley, but she switched up her name and she got a new image or whatnot. But she's seasoned enough to do that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
can
now,
we
I don't think everyone can do what she does as far as what you're asking.
So I have a question. He mentioned that you went by one name and you kind of transitioned. So this is a 2-part question.
Okay.
So my first question is, how difficult was it for you to break into this industry as not only a female artist, but also being a Latina artist? Did I do that right?
Yeah.
I did. I've been practicing all day.
Oh my God.
I legit was right.
I believe her.
Because I know I'm going to use the word, so I'm going to be like Latina.
You like your English school teacher. I swear to
Listen,
God.
I do. I was practicing.
Don't fuck your
'cause I wanted to
vocabulary
get it
up.
right.
She gonna correct you. I swear to God.
But I'm not going to do it because I kind of fucked up her name earlier. I called her somebody else because I was thinking.
Ava.
I called her Ava.
Ava.
Yeah. It's a long story. Don't judge me. I told y'all what it was, but I was real transparent about the situation. So like, I do apologize. I'm like so sorry. But anyway, so like, how was it for you breaking into the entertainment industry as a female artist, and also being a Latina? And then my other question was, why did you make that? I guess you were rebranding yourself.
Right.
How was that transition from going from A.O. Smiley to Anna Mays?
Well, when I first started as A.O. Smiley, you know, I mean, besides the fact that it was hard, you know, because dudes don't necessarily take women serious in business because they're always trying to go smack. Besides that, it was also just, I had a lot to prove. You know, I had a lot to prove for my area. I had a lot to prove for being a woman. You know, it's the industry hasn't necessarily, well, I feel like now they're accepting, but back then they didn't really accept more than one female in the industry. So I definitely had to like battle with that. But as a Latina, it was really hard. You know, I dealt with a lot of people just saying some really mean shit. Like, you know, my parents are from Peru. But a lot of people would always say, oh, look at this Mexican trying to do hip hop, this and that. Oh, take your ass back to the kitchen. And that's another female thing too. It's just like people assume that because you're a female, you're always in the kitchen, you're Hispanic, you're over there fucking making pupusas and shit like that.
Peruvian chicken is delicious though, you know.
It is. You got to check out the whole menu though. We got a whole bunch of stuff on there, a bunch of good stuff, but it's definitely dealing with things like that.
I had Peruvian. I like
Peruvian chicken is shit.
Yeah, Peruvian girls is the shit.
You see, y'all doing? How y'all gonna do that? How y'all gonna do this stereotyping we having this conversation right here?
I just said Peruvian
You guys
chicken
are
is the
terrible.
shit. Peruvian chicken is the shit.
Terrible.
Peruvian chicken and cat.
What did I say wrong? Pupusas is the shit too.
You guys are
Hold
terrible.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
Like,
That's what I was looking for.
But they
Papusa.
are the shit though. I didn't say nothing wrong.
Hold on. Thank you.
They are the shit.
That's
though.
the word I was looking for. Papusas mean pussy and mean foods and.
No, pupusa is like a cheese.
It's like a
What
Salvadorian dish.
What it means in Spanish? Papusa.
It's
a
a
dish.
Salvadorian dish.
It means something else. Papusa.
No.
You wanted to mean something else, you nasty.
Yeah.
Hey Joy, don't you think
You are so
Don't think because you got
nasty.
your fresh haircut we won't
You're
roast you.
nasty.
Anyway.
We already established what pussy is in Spanish.
Papusa means something else.
It's-
I'm gonna take
it's
all you
toto.
Are you
motherfuckers.
thinking about fupa or something like that?
No, papusa means something else. Papusa is a dish that I get from the I'm from the Riverdale hood, so it's a little Spanish spot. I go get some papusa and it means something else. Okay, so I'm gonna Google
I mean,
it.
maybe if you say it in that kind of context, probably.
It means something else.
I mean, To me, no. But if you say it in that kind of context, maybe.
Okay.
What kind of stuff was you into?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, move along. Let's go.
Yikes.
Wait, what was the second
See,
question?
we don't even got the question. They always
The
get
second
on.
question.
So the second one was in terms of your rebranding and transitioning.
Why I did that?
Yeah. Wait, were you finished with the first one in terms of like the stereotyping of?
I just said Peruvian chicken's delicious. It is delicious.
Case
Okay.
in
First thing you
point.
think of. You know what I mean? That's like the first thing you think of.
No, I mean I know people. I know like Miss Peru. You know, she does pole tricks,
Distraction.
but you know I do when I do think of Peru
She
or
doesn't-
Peruvian
Okay,
or somebody
she
from
doesn't
Peru. I
do
think of
pole
Peru.
tricks. She's.
I'm not talking about her. I know somebody. Well, she calls herself Miss Peru,
No, I hear you.
and she's from Peru.
Okay.
But I mean,
Can y'all focus?
as far as rebranding, I was at a place in my life where I was surrounded by the wrong people that didn't really understand my vision or my growth. And I knew Ayo Smiley and the sound and the brand, it had no growth for me. And so I knew I had to like step away from that. And it was really hard for me because, you know, like I wasn't animes from the beginning. Like at first I was Anna Marie.
Okay.
But I had to like take the whole year off to like think about, okay, what sound do I want to do? Or like, how do I want to look? Like I had to think about everything. And then even at that, you know, right now it's just me and my producer, Mark Henry. We do everything. So it's like, it's not like I have a manager. I don't have PR. I don't have nothing. So it's like, not only am I an artist, but I'm also
You're
my
your
own
own
manager.
team.
Exactly.
You're your own team.
So I had to learn how to do all of these things. And, you know, with social media and the industry just always evolving, I had to learn how to evolve with it like this. Because everything changes like overnight, literally. So it was really hard for me to take a year off, but I knew I had to do it. And I'm pretty surprised at the growth, and I'm really happy about it. I went from like, you know, like 100 and something likes to like 800 likes, getting close to 1,000. So I know that whatever tactic I'm doing,
It was working.
it's working. And it all just stems down to just being authentic.
So what
Just
did
being
you
real.
what did you do within that year of you know basically rebranding and shutting down?
Cry.
Really?
Right.
Cry.
What is your vision? Cause you said the Ayo Smiley wasn't a vision of yours. It was a
Right.
vision of the team you was working with,
Yeah.
right? So with you being having that freedom to create the anime's character or just be the anime, which is yourself, right?
Right.
And that's kind of your vision of things, right?
Exactly.
What is that vision?
Well, when I was Ayo Smiley and just the people that I was around, everything was always about, oh, just do these shock factors, just freestyle, just rap, just do all this rap. Don't get me wrong, I love hip hop and I love bars and I appreciate the art for it, but it's just, I want to do more than just be braggadocious, you know what I mean? Like I want to talk about like real things, and I want to be melodic on certain things. I don't want to just always rap. And it's just the team that I was with, they didn't understand that. And so with like being myself, if I feel like making a record that sounds like this, if I feel like making a record that talks about this, I want to do it. And so that's why being at Amaze, like I've learned so much about myself that like I didn't even know.
Can you say one thing you learned about yourself that you didn't know?
I'm scared.
Wow. It's a free platform. You can say whatever you want to say.
Well, I mean,
Fuck them. You say whatever you want to say.
well, again, like when I was young, I was naive. Like I really thought that everything was perfect. Everything was like, the world was beautiful, but it's just in reality, it's not. Like you can't trust nobody. And I feel like I've learned, and it sucks too, being an artist and also like being in business. And it's hard to balance the two, because when you're an artist, all you want to focus on is the music. All
Right,
you want to focus
right.
on is just
So,
having fun.
Do you
But
feel
it's-
like your first run as Ayo Smiley
Can you give me a
made
second?
you?
Give me a second. Well, but before we move along, give me 1 second. So, with you saying that, right? With you expressing that, and you see being scared, can you touch on why you're afraid? Because it sounds like you're free and you don't care anymore.
Right.
But there's a side of you saying you're scared,
Definitely. Hell
right?
yeah.
You have
can
apprehensions.
can you explain what's the
Yeah.
balance between those two levels of life?
It's like now I can do whatever I want. I'm in control of my life. I'm in control of my
But
career.
why are you still scared?
Because when you're an artist and you're also handling your own business, you're caring about the numbers. You're caring, you're caring about the the stats. You're caring about what people think. You care about the masses. You care about the mainstream. You care about all these kind of things, and that can kind of like deter you away from your vision. So it's like there were moments where I felt like, yo, like, what am I doing? Who am I?
Right.
And I would have to take like a couple of days off to just meditate and just be with myself and be like, yo, all you have to do is be yourself. All you have to do is do exactly what you started. Like, you do this because you love music. You do this because this is your way for coping. Do not let this business fuck you up, because it's so easy to get lost in that.
Is that your constant reminder if you kind of like fall into that place? Like, because it's hard, because you handle a lot on your own you're being an artist and you being your own team, like support team in terms of like the moving around in the industry. So if you have those days where you do kind of like feel like maybe throwing in the towel, are those like your constant reminders like why you started?
Which one?
Well, when you was like, you know, I have to be authentic, be myself, you know, stay, those are, is that like your self-affirmations, I guess?
Definitely. And sometimes I take days to like listen to my old self, like to my old music, like, and it's just, you know, I go by this kind of like say where it's like, it's from the movie The Outsiders, or the book The Outsiders, is stay gold. And I believe that like crazy. It's just, when you're young, you're not thinking, you're just doing, you're just having fun, you're just living. And you're living in the moment. And there's something about that is so beautiful. And that shit takes you so far.
So do you feel...
Go ahead, Sip. He been trying to get it out.
Sip been trying to get it out. Niggas out, yo.
He been trying to get it out. Go ahead, Sip.
So do you feel like your first situation with the AL Smiley situation, do you feel like it's made you jaded in the music?
Jaded. It definitely taught me a lot, and it definitely made me, you know, realize that I have to protect myself out here and what I believe in.
So what does jaded mean?
Being like fucked.
No, I asked him. What did it mean?
Yeah. What she said?
What is it? I didn't hear what Anna said.
English class.
I didn't hear what Anna said. What does it mean, Sip?
English class. Look at her.
Like,
Joy.
What'd you say?
I use it in the right context.
I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means.
Sip alone.
I don't know what it means. What does it mean, Sip?
I'm not finna answer.
What does it mean? I'm just trying to figure out what it means, because I don't know the definition. If Sip in here going to use big ass SAT words, he need to be able to define them.
We don't need an English
all I'm
right
saying.
now.
First of all, I use it in the right context.
I don't know what it means. If I was listen, conjunction, junction, what's your function? If I did not understand what that meant, I need a definition. So what does it mean?
We don't have to answer you. This is
not. What does it mean? What does it mean, Sip?
Anyway, moving on. So don't answer Sip.
I'm not finna answer that shit.
She ain't gonna fucking English teacher.
I can't. Anna, what does it mean?
It basically means that like you're fucked up over something.
Why you answering Anna?
What?
I don't know. If I don't know.
Listen, my job here today is to answer questions.
Thank you.
Okay.
There's a question. I like her.
It's a female shit.
She knew what jaded means.
That's that shit, yo. Yeah. That's why we can never win out here.
What you?
I did
but it's us now. We're just reacting to the bullshit she just put it through. She know what jaded means.
God makes the mistake. Is the reason why we're sitting over here. God made a mistake.
I did not know what it meant. I really did not know what jaded means.
Joy, it is not English class. We're not in school. It's fucking 10 o'clock.
Use context.
All I'm trying to say is the fact that he had used this word.
I use big words all the time.
I've never heard the word
small
jaded.
Word. It's not big.
And I don't know what it means. I'm being so serious right now. Y'all think I'm taking shots at it, but I didn't know what it means.
Okay, for your ignorance, ask offline.
I just wanted to know because he had used it. It was the first perfect plug.
Don't embarrass yourself. You don't know what it means. Text him later.
I will never embarrass myself. I just wanted to
text him later.
I just wanted to know what jaded meant.
Stay at a conversation.
That's all I'm saying. I just needed I just needed a definition. I'm done. I digress. I'm done. I'm bowing out. I'm waving the white flag. Let's move it on.
Your ass want to correct niggas.
I wasn't correcting him. I was not correct. If I had a whole correction, I would have said it. But I really needed to know what it means.
Yo, my nigga, what jaded mean? You fuck with a vocabulary. What the fuck you doing, nigga? That's what she's doing. I swear to God. That's exactly what she's doing to you. What is Jet? Jet is not a vocabulary word. What does it mean? Because in my dictionary, I don't see Jet, nigga. What does it mean? I swear to God.
That's exactly what she did to me.
I'm telling you. You got your I don't know. I didn't know. Stop playing. We know who you are.
I used it right the first time.
You a vocabulary word police. Right. You a police and vocabulary. She be in here like listen to you like say something stupid and see what happens.
Right.
I don't do stuff like that.
She does.
She does.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Anyway, animes.
What's that?
You bet. Eat the cake animes. Eat the cake animes. Anybody else Anybody else thought of thinking that when they see their name? Or was it just my crazy ass?
I doubt you were the first one, Joy. I'm pretty sure she get it off.
Do you get that, Anna?
We get it.
That was like one of the first ones I've gotten.
We get it, Joe. We get it.
I'm pretty sure.
Boom, boom. All right, I'm done.
Hey, Anna. The position you're in right now, how you feel? Are you happy? Because I know you came from the we mentioned the AO Smiley, blah blah blah. You have your vision. It sounds like you're very comfortable, and I could be wrong because I don't know, but we want to hear from you. Mm-hmm. Where are you right now, creatively, business, as an art, whatever? Where are you right now as far as in your career and as far as your passion with your father legacy, mom legacy? Music. Are you satisfied? Are you like, yo, this is not? Where are you right now?
I'm definitely in a better place than I was before.
Okay.
I've learned a whole lot, and I just feel like recently I was at a place where I was thinking too much. I was strategizing too much, and so it's just like now. You know what, Mark? Like, let's just have fun. Like, let's just do this shit. Like, who cares if, like, the lighting ain't perfect? Like, who cares about any of that stuff? Let's just release music. Let's just have fun with it because, again, like, it's so easy to get lost in the business. But honestly, like... It's
art.
Exactly. Let that shit speak for itself.
Yep. And if you're dope, like, I know you're dope. Nothing can overshadow, nothing can fuck with that. No matter who it is, corporate America, personally, locally, the DMV, nobody can. If you're dope like that, nobody can touch it. Yeah, I promise you.
I agree.
Yeah.
Are you looking to stay indie, or are you like looking to get signed?
I'm looking to be worldwide.
Okay.
As far as like being signed, it really depends. It really depends on the paperwork. It depends on the situation, but in this very moment, I like being in control, but I do know that I need to expand my team because I don't want to always like be in charge. Mm-hmm. I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of those discussions when it comes to business, but for the most part, like I don't want to be in charge of that. Mm-hmm. So I do know that I need to expand my team.
What's your audience right now?
What you mean?
Like your target audience? Who are your fans? Who are the mazers?
In Peru. Tell him his friends.
the punta, what you call them? The pusas. What did you call the dessert?
Hey, I'm sorry,
the dessert girls.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'd answer that question for Anna. I want to go to Peru.
You said it's dope.
It's a lot of pretty girls. If I go to Peru, I'll probably come up with 10 kids.
You with that?
We'll see. We'll see.
That ass.
We'll see.
I work with a bunch
That's
of
a lot of fiery cracker attitude. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might have to get stabbed a couple times.
Stabbed?
What?
Yeah.
It's a little rough out there.
It's a little rough. Yeah.
I'm Jamaican. I'm accustomed to it.
Oh.
We shoot. We don't stab. Call it a day.
Whatever. Anyway.
Call it a day.
So who's your audience? Who your mazers?
Peru.
Well,
shut
right
up.
now it's mainly like
I'm about to tell you shut the
I was about to say shut the fuck up, but I didn't want to be rude.
Well, right now it's for the most part it's a bunch of like Latino Americans and stuff. But I make music for everybody, for whomever feels what I'm saying.
Have you been compared to Cardi yet?
I've been compared to Cardi, to Nicki, always.
To Nicki because of the fast rap.
I don't know why. To be honest, I don't know why.
But that's a compliment.
No, I hear
it's very, very
But
flattering.
see, I've gotten people,
I know what it is though.
I've gotten like people that's told me like, oh, you're the Cardi B of DC. Which is cool, like it's nice, but at the same time it's like I want to be myself, you know what I mean? Like I want you to love me for me. But at the same, like also I've gotten like comparisons in a negative way. Like, well, they'll be like, oh, you need to stop that shit, you over here trying to be like Nicki and Cardi. It's just like,
How you feel? How you feel
Block
about
them.
that?
Block them. Block them.
You
Block their asses.
gotta learn the your mama joke, okay?
How do you
gotta learn to your mama to be like
you,
your mama trying to be Cardi B.
So with you having that God-given talent, because there's a lot of like Peruvians or whatever, like in Mexico, whatever they're from, who are probably have the same passion you do, but don't have the same gift to execute the task you have to execute, which means that your gift is in a whole nother level, right? With you not liking the fact that someone may say that you're trying to be like Nicki or trying to be like Carl, whatever the case may be, right? How do you feel like? Do you feel like it's okay for you to hate it, or you feel like it's okay to prove them wrong? It's given. It's not like it's not something
it's not something that I want to hate.
It's something you have.
Yeah, but it's just like, at the end of the day, my mom always told me, you can't get mad at somebody for their ignorance.
Thank you.
Because at the end of the day, Cardi and Nicki aren't the only female rappers. And I love them. They're great, but they're not the only ones.
Right.
And that's what I hate about, that's another thing that females deal with, is the fact that, and I don't believe that it's 100% females are always in competition. I honestly feel like it's the media. It's just people are just brainwashed to think that, oh, like there can't be more than one female. And so like instantly, I haven't even popped off, but already people are pitting me against Nicki and Cardi.
Which is a good thing.
In a sense, but at the same time, how do we grow?
But I see the Nicki comparison though. Because I talk to you right now. I talk to you when I listen to your record, I can see you getting the character and like you kind of like flex on them. You feel me?
Yeah, but who doesn't?
A lot of folks doesn't, to be honest. But I'm telling you, a lot of folks just do it. Yeah. No, I'm serious.
I don't see the Nicki.
If you listen, not physically, but if you listen to her music, the way she talks
to the music,
she changed her voice and the way she does it. Like you can tell she's like it's a character where you're like you feel me? It's
definitely like something that you're being like you boasting, like you being.
Thank you. Which is a confident thing, which is great.
Yeah.
So it's not more so like a comparison for like you're like Nicki. It's more so as like
style.
You have thank you
confidence.
Thank you. It's a character thing when you have a character. You're a character.
That's correct. But at the end of the day, Malibu Mitch is confident as fuck.
Thank you. That's my
point.
point.
You don't see any comparisons to Malibu Mitch. Malibu Mitch. Like you see comparisons to like Nicki or Cardi only.
Because it's music.
That's sad. That's sad for female hip hop.
Why?
Because why is it okay for there to be a bunch of men in hip hop in the mainstream versus females?
Well, here's what I'm saying to you. You see how
every man is men are in competition in hip hop.
It's always like, but I'm saying like there's more like light on men in hip hop.
It's dominant. It's more male and female.
It's a male dominated industry.
So we're gonna have to, regardless of if this conversation comes out good or not, we're gonna have that regardless because it's more male. But what I'm saying, when Designer came out, right? They compared to Future.
He sounded just like Future though.
No, he don't. When I listen, I swear to God.
We just had this conversation.
I swear to God, when I listen to Designer like syllables and what he places word and how he go by like his bars or whatnot, I don't hear Future. I hear the energy. Which is what I'm saying about what it was the character. The character is there, which is the performance. You feel me? Yeah, I can say Michael Jackson performance like Elvis Presley. You feel me? It doesn't mean Michael Jackson is like Elvis Presley. But as far as content, the story.
But that's also. But see, that's the thing.
But I don't even feel like she raps like them. I feel like she uses her voice. To me, when I was
listening to her, definitely not Nicki. Don't get it twisted.
Her voice sounded almost like another instrument. Or another I'm not talking about a voice.
You're right. You're right. I would never play you like that.
Her cadence sounded like another instrument. Or
you're right. I'm not playing you like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying as far as
do I need to define what cadence means?
It's a lot of rappers who rap bars. I'm not. When you get in character, you can flip flop them.
No, you're right. No,
and add energy. That's what I'm comparing. I'm not comparing the way you sound or the storyline or nothing like that. You feel me? Or the looks. I'm just saying that the character. When you get a character, you are.
But I understand what you're saying. Like, and obviously sonically, we don't sound the same. I understand that.
Exactly.
I understand that a bunch of people are gonna say, "Oh, you remind me of Nicki because of your confidence, because of your demeanor." But at the same time, people are only saying that because of ignorance. They only know one female in hip hop. When on some real shit, I get a lot of my inspirations from Left Eye. I get a lot of my inspirations from Evie Queen. I get a lot of my inspirations from La Lupe. So it's like,
but you know why?
And if you were to take the time to do research on like different kinds of music, then you would see that Nicki is not the only woman in music.
You said it best.
But what I'm saying is the majority of people are always going to think mainstream.
You're
They're
right.
always going to like compare to who's on top.
Thank you.
Which is great, but at the same time, it just
But you said to my point. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to you, all right. There's a bunch of artists, female artists, who was dope and did like you just mentioned, but. Right now, aside from Cardi B, Nicki Minaj is that female. You feel me? There's Lil Kim is still around. Remy's still around. There's a bunch of artists who's still around. But we're talking about like modern day 2018 and all the artists you just mentioned. Yeah, you're right. You get your inspiration from those artists, but who's here? Who's doing what they're doing?
I know,
for the past,
that's what I'm
not talking about 2018. Who's being for the past 2016, 15, whatever. Which is I think is a compliment, to be honest with you.
No, definitely.
You feel
me? But what I'm saying is, that's what I'm saying. When it's a compliment, I don't mind. But I'm more so talking about when it comes to a point where people are speaking negatively.
Oh, nah.
That's what I was saying. I'm not talking about the compliment thing. Like, that's cool. Like, that's an honor.
But
when it comes to like comparing me on a negative note, that's different.
Nicki Minaj is great. Would y'all disagree?
No, she's amazing.
Yeah, so if we're comparing to the great, even if someone come off in a negative way, my advice to you should accept it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's why like at this point it's just like, you know what, fuck it. Like people are gonna say shit regardless.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm at a point in my life where it's like ultimately I just wanna have fun. I wanna do what I love doing.
And Nicki Minaj is definitely having fun. She's definitely doing what she wanna do.
So music wise, how is it working with veteran producer like Mark?
No, because
that nigga's a punk. That nigga's a faggot.
No, he's not. Don't say that. Don't say that. That's messed up. No, I mean, no, I love working with him. I feel like we have a lot of chemistry when it comes down to making music. You know, we respect the music and we respect the art, and so it's just, I don't know. We're always always on the same wave when it comes to making records. We're always going back and forth discussing shit, and sometimes we don't even agree, but when we do, we make magic.
How did the working relationship come apart?
Well, I met him like 3 years ago because of Chris Styles. He's a DJ out here in this area, and at the time he was working on a mixtape, and he was one of the producers that was producing the mixtape, and I was one of the artists that was going to be featured. And so I did a song off of one of his beats, and I guess he heard it, and he was like, yo, who's that joint over there, singing on the joint? And so the guy told him who it was. And so we ended up just, getting in contact through that, and just, from there, we just started building. And it's funny, because, like, at first, he didn't even fuck with me for real. Like, he didn't fuck with what I was doing, but what I like about him is that he saw my potential, and he saw what I could be, and he saw me for who I actually was. Like, this was back when I was still A.O. Smiley. So it's like for him to look at A.O. Smiley and just to be like, yo, that's not you. Like, that takes a lot, because a lot of people want everything that's ready for them, like that's already fresh out the oven.
Right.
But he took the time to like actually put it together.
Okay. So what's next for you?
Just more music, expanding. I love my area. I love DC. I love where I'm from, but ultimately I want to expand.
Are you originally from DC?
Yeah, born and raised.
Okay.
Is there a Latin music scene here in DC?
There is.
There is.
Okay.
Can we touch on that real quick? How you feel about the local music scene right now? Let me throw a monkey wrench real quick. 2018, right? 2015.
We in 2018, I think.
She said yes. You pay attention?
I was hoping.
Well, you're late, nigga. Your Mississippi education, you're late.
Cadence.
George said yes.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Anna, so 2015.
Pass my damn hat. LA Brown, nigga.
2018.
No.
How you feel based on your personal experience? That's not Big Sip. That's not Prezi. That's not Joy. That's not Mark Henry. That's nobody.
Right.
Ayo Smiley, Animes. How do you feel about the DMV as far as growth, or do you feel like we're down? What do you feel about the DMV right now as far as the music scene, since you're actually in the game, right? Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the overall industry in the DMV right now?
Everybody wants to be in the spotlight.
What's the fix to make it a better place to be as far as the DMV native? Because we all in this room, I believe, are DMV native, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What is?
I'm from Mississippi.
When you say everybody wants to be in the spotlight,
I'm from Mississippi,
is it
so
safe
you
to
wrong.
say that
You're not from Mississippi, but
It's like the whole
Mississippi.
crabs
Is it-
in a
So is it safe to say is everybody has like a selfish mentality?
Definitely.
Crab in the barrel mentality, definitely for sure.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not from.
Anna, what is your
So
advice
what's the
on the fix?
solution?
Yeah, thank you.
Or you
What is my
think
advice?
what do you think?
Coming from animes, and again, I'm saying this, avoid everyone in this room right now. Just you home, whatever you do at home, is you by yourself, no family, no mom, no pops. What would you do as far as the president to fix this issue?
Take some time off of Instagram, social media.
For everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone who's a provider and a consumer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And how would that carry out as a fix?
I feel like it'll, give us more, because I feel like, Instagram is great and I love what it's for, but at the same time, it shows the outer of things. It doesn't show the grind.
Okay.
Like we look up to a lot of artists that put in a lot of work, but we don't necessarily see.
Okay.
And so we're all like fixated on the aftermath. We're all fixated on the look of it when you already have it.
Right.
So I feel like if we took some time off of it, respected it for what it was,
Thank you.
and got out in the streets and
Thank
actually
you.
networked across versus networking up, we could get somewhere.
Yeah, because that's like kind of dick riding in a sense if they do it that way, right? I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Focus on what people put into what they're doing and respect it.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, people always think that, I gotta meet with Rock Nation and I'll be straight. That's not necessarily
Fact.
true.
That's
like,
when the work starts,
on
to
some
be honest.
bullshit, like sitting next to him, he's already somebody.
Right.
He could like blow up tomorrow.
Facts.
So the fact that I'm building with you because you actually have a vision and I believe in your vision, you benefit, I benefit from us both working together, cross promotion and all that, we could be something tomorrow. But it's just a lot of people don't think like that because we're so used to seeing the glitz and the glam and the fallacy of the glamour. We're so used to that. And that makes us lazy. So
Yeah.
Talk that shit.
Facts. You said what?
Don't be
You see when-
disrespecting LA Bron.
You see when your ugly Lakers hat?
LA Bron, nigga.
Did he say he want his ugly Lakers hat? I'll give him his
LA Bron, nigga.
You want your ugly Lakers hat?
Yes, I want my ugly ass Laker hat. LA Bron, nigga.
Nah, but that's some real shit, Anna, for real. I think if we focus on people's values, you know what I'm saying, what they're doing and respect it, I think we'll get somewhere, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Have you worked with other DC artists?
I have. I've worked with like a couple of artists from here. I've worked with, years ago I worked with Young Mo. I worked with my homie Ace. He's out in Maryland. Who else have I recently did the female cipher with No Effort. It was like a vintage female cipher. He just released the video yesterday. But I mean, I'm always open. It's just the vision gotta be there. Like, a lot of people say like it has to make sense, and when they usually say that, they mean payment. But for me, it has to make sense on a level of like vision.
Your plan.
Like we have to be like on the same wave. The chemistry has to be there.
Right.
Like that has to make sense to me.
I'm trying to get on the trap. Mark Henry, what up?
Yo, I'm with it.
Rosie-
What's up?
Joy.
What? You hear that? What's up?
Joy. Roosevelt High School is a track.
What? Hold on. You put wait.
Joy.
Mark Henry, what's up?
Joy.
I did it right now.
Henry.
Joy, Roosevelt. Roosevelt and Duval.
Oh, listen.
Joy.
Listen.
What was the run again?
And,
Joy, what was the run again?
Henry.
That was a good thing. That was a good one. A little out of
Shit, I need to get paid for this.
Hey, Joy, Roosevelt got a track.
Yo, I'm talking about getting on the trap.
Joy can
The
freestyle
trap.
though.
I'm trying to tell y'all
Hit
that
the
I
run
can
again.
sing.
Hit the run again.
Gina,
That was better.
what's up? Oh, Gina. Yeah.
Anyway, you know
Y'all
what?
see, I got my inspiration on my shirt now. Come on now. Y'all know I ain't coming with no bull.
We got 5 minutes to wrap
you
it
gotta do
up.
some coke.
Let Anna
Sing
drop her
like Whitney.
Instagram and tell her, what, a new project, a new song.
coke.
Location is out right now. Where can we find location?
You can find location everywhere. If you follow me on Instagram, or if you don't, you need to. It's Animes with 2 N's, MVZE. The link is in my bio. I'm everywhere on all digital streaming services, everything. I'm not hard to find. So
And the new single location is out. The video is out.
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
When is the video dropping?
Maybe Sooner than you
Soon?
think. Sooner than you think.
Soon.
If you need a main male lead,
no fat niggas involved.
why can't fat niggas be main leads, bro?
Anna, don't be political.
Yeah.
He's fat. Tell him he's
change-
fat.
I'm
It's-
not
Change
being
the game.
political.
He's fat.
Change
He's
the
fat.
game.
It's
Let's
not
change the
nice.
game.
It's not nice, right?
I got a little good.
Tell me he's fat.
I got a little love.
Tell me he's fat though. You're not fat though. Tell me he's fat.
That's
cool
not
with fat
nice.
people.
He's
A
not
little
fat.
love.
People love
Anna.
fat people.
Anna, when did he start doing dala? You know what I'm saying? Yes, you don't know. When the
That's
niggas
that
start-
Henny talking.
No, I'm
He
not.
stayed fat shaming
No, he's
people.
serious.
I'm dead serious. When the niggas start calling me Safari second or third,
he's-
you
he's-
have no
you are like
idea.
He definitely
So,
does like Safari.
when I
Did you see
when
Safari
I get
get
a
booed?
shot, I'm
Did
taking
you
my
see
shot.
Safari get booed this
See?
weekend?
Exactly. He called me
Right.
Safari.
He had a
Because he
whole.
going celibate?
He had a whole. No, he got booed. He was
Anna,
performing.
Anna.
He said
Anna,
he's
he was
gonna start
performing-
singing
he was
after.
performing-
Just I'm not being mean. When this
He
nigga
was
start taking
performing-
shots, it'd be like 30 minutes.
He was performing, right?
And nigga say Jamaican. He nigga say you got the mesh shirt. You nigga got
And
5 mesh shirt in the closet.
Safari started getting booed, right? And he
did say
started
that.
talking.
You did say you did tell him he had a
He
fish.
be,
probably does have fish
he be going on me. So Anna, I'm not going
you
on
know
him.
this
This
nigga
is
for a long time. Don't he got a fishnet shirt?
I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
See, no, exactly.
Listen,
I'm not being mean.
Listen,
When he starts going on me, it's a whole other conversation.
Let me tell this because Safari.
I'm
I
out,
saw
I'm
the video
out.
of Safari. He's performing at some pickup like Dykeman basketball league in New York, and he got booed, right? And he started cussing him. He started cussing everybody on the mic, and I swear to God, it sounded just like Prez.
See?
He started saying, he's like, yo, I fuck bitches that y'all niggas wish y'all can fuck. Da, da, da. It sounded like some Prez shit. I was like, yo, look at Prez on TV getting booed. They was throwing trash at that nigga. He's
Not
like,
looking friends on TV getting
he was like, I fuck bitches y'all can only imagine, da, 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 only dream of. I was like, yo, that's some Prez shit.
Y'all gotta find a video of him spazzing and
For
like,
me?
make
Never.
one post,
That
put
nigga
on
stay
IG.
spazzing.
You gonna go viral.
Never.
Yeah,
You gonna go viral.
I only spaz on sip on the phone when he called me in the
Yo.
morning like,
All
yo.
you need to do is just
Yeah.
do
Cameras in his house.
100 on wrist.
Yeah.
That's what they got to do.
100.
I'm out, yo. I'm done. That's the
And just do that.
Hundred on. He about to go. He about to go in the corner and dance. Dancing at me.
It's no fun when he's not here.
Oh, dancing at me.
He needs to hear all these good jokes.
Yeah, it ain't fun no more. Yeah, it ain't fun. All right, so
Thank you so much, Animes, for coming through.
thank
you for
you.
having me.
Please get your shout outs out the way. Anybody want to
Yes.
shout out?
I want to shout out God. I love God
Awesome.
so much. I want to shout you guys out for having me. I really
No
appreciate it. I
problem.
love the.
Thank you
This is
for
probably
coming.
this is one of my like favorite interviews. You know, like a lot of people be doing like, oh, so when did you begin? Like all that regular
Oh,
stuff.
we all
Like,
know that
y'all
shit.
got
We
right
know
to
that
it, and
shit.
I love that. I want to thank Mark Henry for believing in me, my family, my fans that are still sticking it out. Pause. That are still like supporting me.
So I will, let me say this, even though it's kind of off topic or whatever. Before, it's plenty of artists who are great cooks. So you should definitely still, rock with the, still cooking too. Don't shy out totally away from it just because you don't want to be.
Yeah, I think
some
I'm
fat
like
shit.
I think I'm
It is some fat shit, but have you had Peruvian chicken, nigga?
Yes, I have.
I haven't made Peruvian chicken. There's different kinds. There's the Peruvian chicken that you eat, and then there's the it's green. It's like cilantro base. It's like everything is green. The chicken is green. The rice is green.
Well, there's plenty of
That
good
one's really
artists.
good.
You're right. So you know what I'm saying? Use the cooking and shit too.
But I
People eat.
haven't mastered that one yet because that one is a little tricky.
You know what I'm saying? Gladys Knight. Who else can cook?
What?
Gladys Knight. Gladys Knight
I
got a whole.
know a lot of artists that can't cook. Like Beyonce can't cook. Amara La Negra can't cook. A lot of
See,
artists
you
can't
know what I'm
cook.
saying? You can just cook. You know what I'm saying? You just.
I'm gonna do a little cooking special.
Yeah.
Listen.
Have y'all on it? The tasting?
I'm with it. I can cook too,
With the
though.
chefs?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for real?
I'm
with
a
it.
country nigga though, so
That's
I cook country.
rare.
So we need to
That's
rent a
right.
kitchen and have a fucking
We should have brought
cook-off.
food. We should have, got the little
Joy
grill.
can cook.
We should have brought the little grill.
Yeah.
I can't cook.
Oh,
Joy
that
can
would be
cook.
a dope idea.
I can
Like
cook.
cook and
Just
interview
have
at
a
the
cook-off.
same time.
Yeah. Oh, that would be dope. We gotta do that. We gotta find a
See?
kitchen.
Or we could just eat and cook.
See,
I mean,
want my
eat
10%.
and interview.
I want my 10%.
Because I'm gonna have to smoke a blunt before I eat, so me just cooking would be cool.
It's all good. I'll
You
bring
know,
the
you don't
Henny.
eat when you cook. The person that
what?
the
That's
person that
true.
the person that that's how you can
You
tell
are
you're not a
the
real cook.
last person to eat when you cook.
Yeah, you lose
you
your
have to
appetite when you
serve
cook.
everybody.
Or you don't eat at all.
Yeah. Everything be gone.
So what you be cooking?
I can cook, nigga.
I didn't
Just
say.
know.
I didn't say if you could. I said what.
What do you want to
cooking?
eat? I can cook a lot of stuff.
What can you cook?
I can cook a lot of stuff.
Like what?
I can cook all the southern dishes.
You
like
see how he be doing this little roundabout dumb shit?
I can cook like the southern stuff.
It's a direct question.
I can cook
so
southern.
it deserves a direct answer.
Okay, I can cook southern stuff like the jambalaya, the gumbo.
I never had that.
What you put in your gumbo?
I never
Quick,
had that.
just
Like,
a quick.
I
just
don't
give me some quick
do
ingredients.
shellfish.
Oh, you
but-
don't?
No, I don't do shellfish.
So
but I do
how
cook
does that work?
You can make gumbo without the shellfish,
Just sausages?
sausages and okras and all that other
See,
stuff.
I cut out meat except dick in my life.
Wait,
Just
Wait,
chicken.
wait.
Just chicken. I'm talking about.
Whoa.
We lucky
cut out
Brad
last
wasn't here
name.
for that.
What did she just say?
She said she cut out meat except for dick.
And chicken.
Oh, I thought that's
exactly
what I
she
heard.
said.
That's why I was like,
We
wait,
glad-
wait.
Let's be glad that Perez was not here for that comment because he
Alright,
would have been
come back,
all
'cause he's a
he
creep.
would have been all over that. Okay,
He's a creep. He's a
He would have
creep.
been all over that. Okay, well, that's a good diet to
It's
you
a
know.
good diet.
I guess that's a good diet. I guess. Okay, all right. So before you get up out of here, give everybody your social media.
You can follow me everywhere at Anna Maze. That's Anna with 2 N's, MVZE.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Anna Mays. Press need to come in so we can shut this thing down.
We finna shut this whole down anyway. Culture Leagues.